Looks like I'm 2 for 2, not putting gel in my hair like I normally would. I was just out on a run where I had a whole bunch of different ideas going through my head, things I wanted to say. A couple of my biggest observations to start off. One, the atmosphere in the air has changed drastically since the results of the election. It sort of feels like the vibrations have gone way down, like we were buzzing at a certain level, more or less, while Obama was in office, and now, even though Obama's still in office, now that we know that we're going to have a new president who just changed the way we feel about ourselves, about a nation that we love, but that we're so uncertain, at least some people are. The vibration's gone way down, like we're vibrating at a lower frequency. It's less exciting, it's less hopeful, it's less energetic, it's less... If you're one of those people that doesn't think that way, trust me, I get it. I used to be like you. And then I moved out to San Diego where it seems like most people are in a really good mood and there's a huge hopefulness feeling in the air. There's just this aura of everything's going to be okay, everything's really, really good actually. The rest of the country sort of doesn't feel it. Even when I lived in Korea, I felt like I didn't feel it. There was just too much repression. I don't really know how to describe it. Anyways, any little tiny bit of frequency where we were buzzing, however you even sort of measure the way you can feel the atmosphere feels, it's gone down. But the other observation is, how do I, as a YouTuber, try to balance my feelings or my viewpoint on what has happened with people watching who may have voted for Trump and really want something that I don't want? Like, I want to try and bridge the gap by understanding you. Either way, I want to try and be fair to both sides. I don't know how that's going to go, but this is only my second video reacting to what has happened with the election in the United States. And the thing is, I never really thought that I would be making videos about politics, but now I feel compelled. Like, I don't really have anyone else here besides Steph to talk to, and I don't want to bug the crap out of her. And I think it's interesting enough to share. So anyways, I was watching the video of Donald Trump going to the White House and speaking with President Obama, and listening to President Obama's reaction to meeting with Donald Trump, and listening to Donald Trump speak about the meeting. My first reaction is, President Obama is such a good politician. Like, even though he really probably deep down is unhappy with how the results of the election turned out, and I don't mean Democrat or Republican, I think he's just another person, even though he's been through more than most of us, maybe anybody for that matter, he still doesn't want to see someone like Donald Trump get into his position, I'm thinking. But you would never know it with the way he was speaking about the meeting. It was almost as if someone who is hyper polished from doing this for 8 years, meeting with somebody else who has never done it in their life and who's in their 60s and who just spent the last year mostly spewing negativity in order to keep his name in the news and on the internet and just trending. But what is even more striking is not what Obama said, but what Trump said, but even more so how he said it. Because his rhetoric has really been so negative leading up to election day, and I don't know how anyone can argue with that, and I'm not trying to be negative by saying that. That just seems to be fact. In contrast, he is so soft-spoken, and it almost looks like he's super nervous to actually be there and almost surprised that he won. Trust me, I get it. He's going to be fine, I think. It's going to be fine. Like, I hope everything's going to be fine. But it doesn't feel like that right now. It feels like the atmosphere has changed. I gotta admit, it is nice to see Trump with a softer tone versus how he was speaking during the campaign and sound bites, and I hope that that sort of tone continues. That's the type of tone we need. It's more the tone of a good leader, and if you think about it, we need a good leader at this moment. This whole tone of the president, of our new President Trump and how he's going to speak in the future in speeches and on TV, etc., really takes me back to how different it was once Obama came in compared to George W. Bush, in the way that Obama sounded professional and knowledgeable and intelligent and well-spoken and sort of did represent the will of the people when he spoke, versus a George W. Bush I remember just sometimes sounding so unintelligible and even childish. And this is not to say that I am good, well, I'm totally proving that I'm not right this moment. In any regard, moving forward, the only thing that I really have control over is myself. And I must admit, even that's been more of a challenge than usual these past couple days. I feel like the world needs new, fresh leaders, people who are trying to think positive and people who are trying to put positive vibes out into the universe. At least here, that's what I'm trying to do. So please don't take this as sounding cheesy, but I hope you can feel my positive vibe. Please click the like button on this video. Comment down below your reaction if you have anything at all you want to say from this video or just how you're feeling. And thank you for subscribing to this channel. That's it. I'm out of here. Hasta luego!